Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. It is the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
And Jamilla, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You are?
I'm ready.
Do you have all the Christmas presents purchased?
Absolutely not.
No.
I plan to do a little bit more today after I leave here tonight, but no, I'm nowhere near done. Thank God for Amazon, though.
Yes.
Right. That's what I did most of my shopping
Yes.
on. I did most of my shopping online this year, and I love it. The only thing that has really made me paranoid is because getting it delivered to your apartment, I like, and I'm normally fine. Like I live in a nice neighborhood, but I mean, it's the holidays and people get
Porch
stuff
pirates.
stolen so much more.
Yep.
So luckily I don't live far from where I work. So at my lunch breaks, like if the stuff has been delivered, I would go and pick it up and put it in the house. But that's been my fear. That's the only drawback about ordering online is having that stuff delivered there.
I typically have everything delivered to my job, which is a double-edged sword. Number one, it's great because, it's a safe environment. Security guards usually get all of our packages.
Right.
One of the drawbacks, though, is that I guess people probably think I have a ton of disposable income. And little do they know that big Amazon box contains something that I pay $5 for probably at the most.
Right.
And it's free shipping because I'm a Prime member.
Yep.
And sometimes it's a little bit of a security risk because they x-ray all of our mail.
Right.
And the 3D moon printing nightlight that I ordered for my son kind of looked like an explosive device.
Oh no. Did they freak out?
They did.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
I got called to the little room with the fluorescent light to look at the object and identify it. And when you're shopping online, you order so many things, you kind of don't keep up with it.
Right.
And so it took me staring at the screen for a good 35 seconds before I realized what it was. Yeah. But once I cleared security, it was all good again.
I pretty much have all of my stuff in, with the exception of I made another round of Etsy shopping. I did a lot of Etsy shopping this year.
I love
That's
Etsy.
cool.
And our Christmas shirts that I ordered from this company called Look Human, they have like these funny Christmas shirts. So I'm hoping that they come in next week. Because, I mean, obviously, like, we want them for Christmas Eve.
Or you have to wait till next year.
Right. So, otherwise, I'm going to be like, can you please send it back?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much done in that department. However, I finished my quarter of grad school this past week.
Yay.
My first year of grad school is in the books. And so now I am hardcore menu planning for holiday parties. Are you done shopping, Bob?
Yeah, I'm done. Win, lose, or draw.
So
the stuff will either come in or it won't.
So my gift is in an Amazon box, and I just want to know: are you planning on wrapping it?
I mean,
You're
it
putting
is
it in
wrapped.
a bag.
Well, did it
Open
come
the
in a
box.
Grinch Amazon box?
No.
Okay, because
They have Grinch Amazon
They
boxes?
do
That's
if
cool.
you order enough, like I do. You may be lucky enough to get one.
Nice.
I got two, and it's Grinch green, and it has pictures of the Grinch, and it's covered in insults.
Nice.
That's really cool.
It is, so you don't have to wrap those. Bob.
Yeah. I'll probably just take the Amazon box and put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it and be like,
Yeah.
here's your gift.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that works. I'm still wrapping all of, man, I have so many gifts to wrap this year. And gift wrapping will not be ever on my resume. Like, I'm the
love
worst
gift wrapping.
gift wrapper ever.
Are
you know,
you?
like those people have those gift wrapping rooms in their house.
Yes.
That would not be me. Like
That'd be me.
that is not one of my talents. I own it. Purposely, I leave it looking bad on some points because now it's like a running gag that I'm so
Aw.
bad at this that I'm just like, here you go. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw my wrapping gift last night.
Yeah, I had
the
to
job.
be very careful.
Yeah. I didn't make it big enough. And so I had to use like a piece of spare paper.
Yep.
Plus my cat was trying to help me wrap it too, which was not helping matters.
He may be better than you.
He
Fair.
might be. We may need to to let him do that. So I had my work Christmas party last night. You know, it's holiday season. Lots of work Christmas parties are happening. And I am hungover. I'm feeling it real bad today. Bob joined me last night at the holiday.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
I mean, as far as
are you hungover too, Bob?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm all right.
He's good. I'm still suffering. But my Secret Santa got me a cheese board from Amazon that I had put on my Amazon wish list. And it's a really cool board. It's kind of a smaller one for, because Bob and I like to have adult Lunchable nights.
Ooh.
And do like the meat and cheese. So it's really nice. And then she got me a bottle of wine. So that was fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Secret Santa?
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. But this morning, before we went to bed last night, so my ultimate hangover food is hash browns, like loaded hash browns. And who makes the best hash browns but Waffle House? So
Can't argue with that.
So last night, before we went to bed, I told Bob, I was like, we're going to Waffle House in the morning. Like, I need loaded hash browns, pretty much. Well, it ended up not happening because Bob wasn't feeling it. He wanted kolaches.
Yeah.
Because he always wants kolaches. Like that, I feel like that's just your go-to answer. Like, you're like, what do you want? Kolaches.
I mean, you can get a kolache with boudin in it and a donut.
Yeah, but that's not going to feed my hangover. Like, I need real greasy, like, potato food.
See, I think boudin is the best hangover food there is.
And we almost did go to Billy's to get, but I didn't want to drive that far.
I feel so left out because I'm ashamed to admit this. I've never been hungover.
What?
I've never even been drunk.
Don't be ashamed. It's rough, okay?
But I've helped many of hungover friends and family, so
nice.
I'm qualified, I guess.
So we ended up going to the Rishi's Why Not Stop, which you said that they have one in Alexandria, so you're familiar with the gas station brand.
Yes, I am. And they have some of the best food that you could get at a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
We love it. I told you one of the things that I like the most, I don't know if they have it at the one in Broussard, but they do have it at the one by LSUA in Alexandria, is their shrimp on the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you have to wait for one of the 15 million festivals we have in Louisiana to get one, but they have them year round and they are so good. And the cheeseburgers and the fries and the fried chicken and the fish.
I love their cheeseburgers, and I wish that I had gotten a cheeseburger because I got
it's never too late.
Loaded hash browns, and they were okay, and they did make me feel better, but they were not Waffle House hash browns. So I was a little disappointed with that. I did try. So I know a place has good boudin if how the boudin links are in the little heat lamped area.
Oh, yeah.
If they're wrapped in plastic wrap, they don't have good boudin. And theirs was wrapped in plastic wrap.
But if it's wrapped in foil,
it's wrapped in foil, or it's fresh. Like they go through it so much that it's real fresh.
Yeah.
Those are the gas stations that you want to get the boudin from. But
Absolutely.
Theirs was in plastic wrap. They ended up giving me the fried link that you've had before. Not a fan of it. Way too much rice. I didn't like the pepper in it. You liked the boudin ball.
Yeah,
I didn't like the boudin ball
really
either.
good.
Really?
I really liked the egg rolls. Like, the egg rolls were good. So there are things to get and things to stay away from. You loved your breakfast sandwich, though.
Yeah, the Big Tex sandwich.
Yeah, on the Texas toast. That's what I was just about to say. Their
So
breakfast
good.
is really, really good.
And the cinnamon roll. It's to die for. Best cinnamon roll you
the
can
cinnamon
get.
roll.
Yeah, he's obsessed with their cinnamon roll.
Really?
Like, for a while,
Yeah.
he was eating there like every day.
Ooh.
And then I was like, oh, we're going to your favorite. He's like, I haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should have got the cheeseburger because, man, their
Can't go
cheeseburger
wrong.
is like a perfect hangover
Yep.
cheeseburger. But they do have hash browns. You can get lots of toppings on them. And I kind of got excited because I was like, nacho cheese. I almost spit. I was like, how crazy should I get with this?
Yeah.
But I didn't get too crazy. But I didn't really like their chili. It was more of like a Tex-Mex style chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't
not
really, feeling that. And I mean, I just, my mouth wanted Waffle House hash browns. So it wasn't that. So we're going to have to go to Waffle House at some point is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm okay. Waffle House, Santa delivers there. They're always open.
They're open. They're open Christmas Day.
Yep.
So, All right, we are going to take our first break, and when we come back, more with Jamilla and Bob. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Follow Tiffany on Instagram. Just search the Lafayette Food Junkie.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. Bob, as always, joining us on the mic.
Absolutely.
And guest co-hosting tonight is Miss Jamilla Barnes, who is no stranger to the show. We love having her on.
Not at all. Thank you.
Okay, so Bob has a special request. It is the holiday season. So I just want to mention really quickly, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of the Lafayette Food Junkie radio show, Prairie Run Rice. It is available at Rouse's or Champagne's, or you can order it online, and it would make a perfect little Louisiana gift basket idea. Something that you may want to put in your gift basket as well for the holiday season. Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, is actually having champagne bottles of beer, and it's in select markets.
Yes, we saw
in Shreveport, they had it at Kroger. So Bob is putting a call out.
Yeah.
If anyone has seen the champagne bottles of Miller High Life in the Lafayette area, please call and let us know, 232-5242, or you can email me later.
Yep.
I guess I'll research that a little bit more. But that could also go in a gift basket.
Absolutely.
And then also a KFC fried chicken log. KFC announced last week that they're going to be issuing limited edition fried chicken logs that you could put into your fireplace and make your house smell like their KFC fried chicken. I'm not about that life. We were discussing this before the show. I love fried chicken. I do not want my house to smell like fried chicken.
Exactly.
No.
That's a great passive-aggressive gift.
Maybe, this is sportsman's paradise.
Yeah.
Maybe, when you're out there hunting, you could just, light it on fire and attract deer and other woodland creatures.
Maybe. Because I keep thinking that it's going to smell like the grease, which is like what you don't want it to smell. But maybe it's going to smell like the
seasoning.
What is it, 12 or 24? I don't know how many herbs and spices blends the KFC fried chicken has. Maybe it's going to smell more like that, which would be a little more appetizing than the grease smell of fried chicken. But when I keep thinking about it, I just keep smelling the grease.
Of course, because grease is a critical component of fried chicken.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. We don't have a KFC in Lafayette. The closest one is in Crowley. I'm sure you can order it online. But so that's out there. That exists.
Bob, I'll look out for your champagne. I'll be at Kroger this week. So
Thank you,
out.
Well, one of our friends that lives in Shreveport bought a whole case.
Yeah.
Because it was like really cheap. I think it was like 2 bottles for $7 or something. So he bought a whole case.
The Boone's Farm of beers.
Yeah. I was like, it is the champagne of beer.
Right.
So they're putting it in champagne bottles.
Get your some orange juice and make a mid-city mimosa.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know.
Okay.
But if anyone has seen it locally, please contact us to let Bob know, because he needs a bottle in his life. Speaking of also Christmas gifts kind of thing, Whole Foods this past week started. They do this every year. It's the most wonderful time of year. It's the 12 days of cheese. So each day they feature a different cheese, and it's 50% off or it's 60% off for Amazon Prime members. So Bob and I, and just to kind of give you an idea, the day that we went, which was Friday, the cheese that we got was regularly $21.99 a pound. We got it for it was a little under half a pound. So it was about $4 is what we paid for this cheese. And we're going to go back. There's 2 other days that I'm going to go back because I wanted that specific cheese. But this is a great way, it's a holiday season to do your cheese board and try new and unique cheeses. We went through it. It was, man, we were so excited sitting down, and we were like, okay. And I was reading him all the descriptions of each cheese. And I was like, what sounds best to you?
I love it.
Because we're adding it, for our Christmas Eve party. And so we decided on 3, because I was like, let's not go crazy, since we've already gone crazy with cheese. So we're going to go back and get 2 more. But it's something really cool. If you go to the Whole Foods website, they have the cheese that they're featuring each day. And they also give you wine and beer pairing recommendations, and then also various accoutrements for
Ooh.
the cheese. So it's kind of cool. And yeah, go check it out.
I see they have Le Cremeux on sale also this week. So I'll probably pick up some cheese. You guys are cheese people, huh?
We are.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an addict, and I fully admit it. So we're just gonna go with that. Also, Saturday morning, checked out Batch 13 again.
Mm-hmm.
We had previously went and Bob and I both got bowls. We're not that impressed with them, but we're very impressed with the Bonuts. The Bonuts are delicious. They're basically like a fried donut biscuit. Wonderful. So I went back Saturday morning and I tried the bacon avocado biscuit, and then I got the Monte Cristo Bonut.
Yeah.
Monte Cristo Bonut was amazing. So far, my recommendations for Batch 13 are going to be any of the Bonuts because they're delicious. The sandwiches with them are good. Just the single ones are great. The biscuit was okay. My biggest complaint with the biscuit was the biscuit itself because it was rather small and it was a frozen biscuit, and those aren't my favorite.
Oh, no.
And we were kind of talking about earlier that Batch 13 is a Copeland's concept. Copeland's was started by Al Copeland, who also started Popeyes. So the biscuits that are at Popeyes were on the Copeland's menu as well. And this was kind of reminiscent of a Popeyes biscuit. But let's just say Popeyes biscuits have gone downhill over the years. You have to eat them in your car as soon as you order them.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, they're too much. But the biscuit was small. The filling inside was great, and it was a lot. It was a lot of that. It was kind of falling out of the biscuit. My other complaint was that it came with goat cheese spread, and I wanted more goat cheese spread. Like I felt like there was only like a tiny dollop because the biscuit was small.
Yeah.
And so I only tasted it in one of my bites.
Mm.
So I would get a biscuit again. Like I would definitely try the biscuits again, but the Bonuts are really what you want to get at Batch 13.
I've had the Bonuts, and they are really, really good. I vote that be their exclusive menu, just different varieties of Bonuts. And I would be there every week. But that's a shame about the biscuit, that it was pretty much subpar. Somewhere Al Copeland is rolling in his grave.
Right. The other thing we were talking about that the Popeyes here do not have, that the Popeyes in Alexandria have, is breakfast.
Yes.
And I was telling you that the one on Pinhook that has the last remaining buffet used to serve breakfast, and they had these amazing blueberry biscuits. It was only biscuits, though. Amazing blueberry biscuits, and they also had like an apple cinnamon or something kind of like that glazed biscuit, and they were delicious. But you were telling me yours had like actual breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, they have an entire breakfast menu at the actually I think it's all of the Popeyes in Alexandria.
Really?
Yes, they have a set breakfast menu, and they have this one item that's kind of similar to what you described at Batch. But it's they call it an eye popper, and it's like grilled steak, egg, and cheese on a Popeyes biscuit. And they also have a platter. They have hash browns. They have grits. It's a full service breakfast menu at Popeyes, which, as good as the biscuits are, why not? That's like the natural next step is to have breakfast. And I know this one is the last buffet, but since this Popeyes in Lafayette is special, shouldn't it have everything that other Popeyes don't? Like, the buffet, breakfast, they should have everything that every other Popeyes in the world doesn't
I wonder
have.
why they stopped putting breakfast
I would love to
on
know.
the menu. But like I said, the only thing I remember, and this was back when I was in high school, the only thing that I remember them having is the actual biscuits, not breakfast sandwiches. Breakfast, yeah. So that would be interesting to see. Because I was like, do we want breakfast at Popeyes or do we want the Popeyes buffet? But then we were also like, why can't we have both? Exactly.
Please. Yeah.
So we may have mentioned this on the show, but you know how there's the saying is you can never go home again? That's kind of how I felt dining at CC's Pizza when we dined a few weeks ago. I was like really excited it came back because it was very much a part of my high school years, like the cheap pizza, like the barbecue pizza, the spinach, Alfredo, whatever kind of pizza.
So much.
Yeah, so one night Bob and I were like, let's go eat there. First off, Lafayette loves them some CC's because they were packed. And I get it. It's cheap and it's kid friendly.
True.
So
Yeah.
Totally get it. I did not get yelled at. Welcome to Cece's when we walked in.
Oh, they
So
cut that out?
I was like, where's the running in fear from you yelling at me? Welcome to Cece's. Missing that. It went up on price. It is no longer $2.99.
Yeah.
It was $7.99. I think it was like $8 with a drink. It was like $8. Still super cheap, okay?
Okay.
The other thing is it was way smaller.
Yeah.
The buffet itself was way smaller than the original one. Like they only
Yeah, it used to be like half a mile with 50 different pizzas.
Right.
They were constantly putting pizzas out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And various pizzas. But you would have to keep going up there because they would only have like maybe 5 pizzas out at a time. And it's not terrible. It's just not, I would rather not dine there all the time. And also, macaroni and cheese does not go on a pizza.
Yes, it does.
It does not.
It's
That
awesome.
was one of the worst.
CC's.
Yeah, they have a macaroni and cheese pizza. Macaroni and cheese does not go on a pizza.
It does, and they did
And then
a
I
good
was
job.
also upset because they did not have their apple strudel dessert pizza that the original location had. All they had was like cinnamon mini things.
That was tragic.
And brownies. Yeah, I was like, where's my dessert pizza?
They had the spinach pizza, though, and it
They
tasted
did.
just like it
Spinach
used
pizza
to.
was delicious. That one was really good.
Yeah.
So they stuck
had,
to the original.
They had like a buffalo chicken one that was decent.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I felt sad when I left there. I felt like part of my childhood had died a little. But I mean, I was like, you're a grown up now. You don't need to be eating at CC's.
I was about to say, so that's probably, that's the real question, right? Has CC's changed or have you and your palate?
Well, I mean,
I probably
think
bank
it's
on
both.
the latter.
I think it's both. Yes, and I agree with that. My palate has changed. But I also think that the menu itself has changed. I actually feel like the pizza quality was better
really
now than
well,
in the
I hope
past.
so for $8 instead of $3.
But just I wanted that variety of pizza that CC's, had in the past. So I was kind of missing.
You know what?
That.
Maybe the pizza bar wasn't smaller. Maybe it's like whenever you go back to grade school to vote,
And the auditorium
everything's
is
so
like,
small.
Yeah.
That is exactly.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe you are onto something with that. There is some logic there. All right, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, more with Jamilla and Bob. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Go along on all of Tiffany's food adventures. Like the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. We've been talking with Bob and Jamilla. Now we're going to talk about holiday party etiquette. And this is something I never really thought about in my younger years. And as I'm getting older, I'm kind of thinking about it more. Bon Appetit actually put out an article this past week where they had people call in and ask their etiquette questions, and they kind of answered it. So we're going to talk about some of the questions that they asked, and then we're going to kind of give our 2 cents on what they said. So the first one is, you're hosting a dinner party. You invite each guest, and they can bring a +1. How do you handle a guest who brings someone you absolutely hate?
What did they say?
Right.
They just kind of said, I don't know. Depends on what level on your hate scale they're at. But if you want to absolutely control over your dinner party, don't invite people over, basically, is what they said. And they just kind of said, grin and bear it.
No. Why should I be uncomfortable in my own space? That's my first thought. I think there's a nice... First of all, why would they want to come? Because if you hate them, they should know that, right?
It's usually a two-way street.
Yeah,
Right.
that was kind of my thought process with it. I was kind of like, well, why would they want to come?
To
And
check
if they
out your
come,
space and to hate
you know
on
what?
it.
Let them come. Be a gracious hostess and just grin and bear it. Drink your champagne and just, it's a night. It's a night. You can talk about them after they leave, but be gracious, be civil, be kind. It's the holidays is my take on it.
See, that's the answer my husband would give, because I guess y'all are such great Christians. God is still working on me. Because I would probably still be standing at the door with a 3-inch crack with my lips poking out saying, like, what do you want?
You're not allowed.
Why are you here?
You shall not pass.
Yeah, you don't. You know, you don't like me. You're not gonna like my house or my menu or my friends.
What's up with this friend that brought them?
Right.
They ain't getting invited again.
When we used to have dinner parties when I was married and owned a home, we would have instances where we would invite guests because we were friends with a larger group of people. And some of the guests wouldn't come or would not want to come because they didn't get along with the other guest that was there. And you know what? I get it. And that's kind of great. You know, it's not putting pressure on us on who we can and cannot invite. And if you choose to not come, cool. You know, that's your thing. Yeah. You know, we're still hosting our party and we're going to have a great time.
Exactly.
So that was, I don't know.
One other thing too, it depends. Why are you here? I mean, if they can honestly answer that question, because if you're just coming to see how I live and to, you know, critique and talk about me later, then no, you're not coming in. But if they come maybe with an olive branch in hand, yeah, it's the holiday season. I guess you could come in. But other than that, no.
You just can't eat the good cheese.
Right. Not the Whole Foods cheese.
You get the American cheese.
That's right.
The commodity cheese. Okay. This one is a big one, and it's one that I've actually thought about a lot. And since reading proper etiquette for it has changed my mind. So it says, please settle the proper etiquette when bringing beer, wine to a friend's dinner party. I always leave the bottle behind as payment for the food, but I've had friends take theirs back or split a 6-pack. I think that's rude, but I'm also upset to see the liter of natural wine I brought to a friend's house sit unopened for months. Okay. You're supposed to leave the wine or beer.
That's
you
no
leave
question.
It. But I'm going to be completely honest and say if I brought a bottle of wine and it didn't get drank, I would take it back. In the past, I would no longer do that. In fact, I've learned this new thing too, that if you're hosting a party, or if you go to a party as a guest, you're supposed to bring a hostess gift for the host. Yeah, that's why they have like little inexpensive, like a bottle of wine, like a Trader Joe's bottle of wine is fine, or something like that. Yeah, so you're supposed to they're supposed to bring a hostess gift, which I never knew before either. But I used to take my bottles of wine back if they didn't.
Shame on you.
Drank, and now I feel awful for it and like this horrible person.
I've never had that problem. I always finish it.
Bob's like, I'm gonna finish this beer.
But you know how you can avoid that? While you're still at the party, if you see it hasn't been opened yet, say, "Hey, you mind if we open my wine? It's one of my faves, and I really wanted to have a glass tonight."
That's a good way to do it.
Kick it off.
But then you got to finish the bottle because I don't like wasted wine.
Well, they'll probably tell you, "Oh, we're not going to finish it. Take it with you." You know, if they invite you to take it with you, that's a different thing. But don't, scope it out all night just for you to take it back the next day.
Right. So it's kind of just, I don't know. I do not do it. I'm just like, don't do it. And then they said if you ask permission, but I mean, obviously they're going to be like, sure. No,
don't ask to take back your gift.
Other question is about taking your shoes off upon entering somebody's home. Do you ask? Do you just do it anyway? Or do you just if the hostess wants you to take your shoes off, do you? And then also, how do you get your friends to get off of their cell phones? Can you ask to take their cell phones at the door and kind of lock them away so they're more into the party?
Well, on the shoes, that's on the host.
Right.
I mean, usually they'll have like an entryway, they'll have extra space to where you can sit down, take your shoes off, put them on, and you'll notice it. And if, you're the first time going to somebody's house, if that's their deal, that's cool, but you need to tell me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Follow the lead of the host.
Exactly.
Because sometimes as soon as you hit the door, they'll say, "Hey, you could put your coat here and your shoes can go here," and you kind of know the lay of the land.
And I totally get it.
Yeah,
I've thought about doing that at my place.
Yeah.
Wait, Is our Christmas Eve party going to be shoeless? Because I have an issue with that.
No.
Okay, because I like to keep my shoes on.
Yeah.
I'm just like you don't have carpet.
No.
So if I had carpet, I would understand it a little more. But you do not have carpet, and those floors are cold.
They are.
And I'm going to be cooking, and my feet don't look great right now because it's the winter, and I stopped getting pedicures. So unless you get me some really cool Christmas socks to wear, I'm wearing shoes.
Everybody can wear shoes but you. New rule.
Everyone can take. Wait, did you say that correctly?
Yeah. Everyone can wear shoes but you.
Oh, I still have to take my shoes off?
I'm hosting.
Okay.
So
do you know that your son, when I was babysitting him, told me to put my shoes by the door because he was so used to doing it? He was like, your shoes go here. And I was like, I've been here a million times. Like, I never take my shoes off. But he was like, you put your shoes here.
Aww.
So you're raising your son correctly.
I've raised him as my own.
What about the cell phone aspect of that question?
I would never ask people to leave their cell phones at the door, and I would expect to never be asked that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dealing with adults, especially adults who have, a modicum of common sense, it's a party.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be, social, hanging out, talking, chatting it up with everybody. But at what point would it become a problem, though?
Right.
Somebody who's on it like the entire time.
Right. And I, again, have been very guilty of being on my phone way too much. I fully admit I have a phone addiction and I'm on it, but I'm trying to work on it.
Yeah.
So especially if I'm with a group of people, I really try to pocket it. Like the Christmas party last night, I took it out, to post stuff on Instagram every now and then, but it was going back in my pocket for that. So I kind of understand it a little bit. I don't know how I feel about asking someone to put their phone in a box,
especially like parents.
For the night. That was their counter argument to that, and because they were like, someone's always going to say that. Someone's going to be like, I'm a parent and I have to see what's going on with my kids, and I understand
totally
that
legit.
As well. But if somebody wants to be on their phone, let them be on their phone. Ignore them. You know,
or the opposite, engage them. Sometimes people are on their phone either because, they're shy. They could be legitimately
and that is
checking
a huge issue for me. It's a social anxiety thing.
Exactly.
Like I'm in my phone, so I don't have to
make eye contact,
or contact people. But if somebody comes up and talks to me, like the phone goes away. Right. Yeah. So I get that too.
I'd imagine some antisocial people not wanting to go to your house because they can't have that crutch.
Absolutely.
Right. So do you guys have any other holiday etiquette tips that you want to share?
Have fun, be yourself, and don't drink too much.
Yeah. Do not drink too much would be my... Man, we had some parties back in the day because we used to have an annual Halloween party that got wild. And we would have people like crashed out in rooms and on couches because they...
Y'all make me feel like I haven't lived life.
It was like we were young too. So, it is what it is. Any tips for you, Bob?
If you play music, don't play your music too loud. Let people talk.
Yeah.
And don't turn it into a YouTube party.
What's a YouTube party?
Where like somebody plays a music video. And then
it turns into watch the top 10, 15 vines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then everybody's just sitting there watching
Can
TV.
we please put the Yule log on your TV for the party?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
That's a
and
must.
We're playing Christmas music, just so you know. Big
Christmas
Frida's Christmas album. Yes, the Big Frida's Christmas album as well.
Yeah.
Like we're just I just want a lot of Christmas music. I want a Christmas explosion.
Or we could play Christmas movies like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon.
And that's what I thought about doing too, but I want the Yule log. I really want the Yule log.
Cool. Don't forget Gremlins.
Yes.
Oh
Gremlins
my
is
God, I
another
didn't even
one.
think about that.
Yep.
Okay, we are going to take our final break, and when we come back, more with Jamilla and Bob. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Sunday nights mean the Lafayette Food Junkie Show, live in Acadiana. Brought to you by Prairie Rod Rice.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku, and we've been talking with Bob and Jamilla. I just had to hardcore hurry and order our pizza from Little Caesars. So I like Little Caesars pizza because it's cheap, but you usually have to wait forever for it. Well, they started doing this thing with the online app. It's like the pizza portal where you order ahead of time, and then you can go, you scan it, and you like pull your pizza out of the pizza portal. But the problem is we did that last time and it was still a 40-minute wait for our pizza. Like we got there, it wasn't even in the portal.
And there's like 2 chairs in the waiting room.
Right. So Bob was like, you better order that pizza at the last commercial break. So I hurried up and did it, but then I didn't have my wallet in here with me. So we had to use your stuff. So I owe you money. But yeah, hopefully the pizza's good. They have their new thin crust now. So I'm anxious to try it.
Pizza and horror. I can't wait.
Yeah. We were talking about horror Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Over the break.
Pizza and Krampus.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So you recently took a trip to Barbados. And what was that like?
Fabulous. First of all, I love traveling Southern Caribbean because it's typically, not jam-packed touristy. And you can really interact with the people and get immersed in the culture. So Barbados, my first time going, I was really excited. The resort that we stayed at had wonderful food.
Yeah, I kept seeing you post these pictures, and I was like, this is delicious.
Yes.
And I wish I was living vicariously through your Instagram pictures.
Yes, it was totally everything. I can't even think of anything that I can complain about. Everything was so on point. But the highlight of the trip, I guess Bajans, which are people who are native to Barbados, they're called Bajans. Bajans are kind of like Cajuns.
Yeah.
I just realized that rhymed when I said it. In that they love to have a good time and seafood on Friday night.
Okay.
So the highlight of the trip was every Friday night they have this open air kind of I would call it like a food festival.
Nice.
But it's permanent. And it's called Oyston's Fish Fry. It's on the beach. There are probably about 100 vendors out there, all selling fresh shrimp, mahi-mahi, dolphin, lobsters on these like open grills. And they have kind of what it's a dish that they have called macaroni pie.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of like our baked macaroni and cheese.
But they put sugar in it.
Yes, and it's delicious. And I had the best coleslaw of my life.
Really?
In Barbados. Yes, it was so good. I mean, and with like 100 different vendors all selling like delicious food, it's kind of hard to pick and choose where to go, where to stop. Lucky for me, a friend of mine had actually visited Barbados a couple of months before. And we had a private driver, Crazy Cat. Shout out to Crazy Cat, even though she can't hear me. Crazy Cat, our chauffeur, was awesome, and she knew a lot of the vendors and directed us who to go to. And so in Barbados, the conversion rate is for every U.S. dollar is $2 Bajan. So when you go there, the seafood not only is super fresh and super good, it's super cheap.
Mm.
So I had a lobster that was probably the size of my forearm. It's probably like a 5-pound lobster. They split it open. They stuff it with like butter and bell peppers and onions if you like, and grill it on this open grill. I went back to the tables, like 8 or 9 of us on the trip, and we split that thing. It was delicious. And there was another dish that I had. The marlin. Actually, we thought the marlin was or steaks on the grill because yes, because when it cooks, it looks like a beef or a pork steak.
Wow!
But it was delicious. Highlight of my year.
Did you say that they had dolphin?
Yes.
Did you eat it?
No.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about that.
I can't wrap my mind around eating flipper.
They're so smart. Like,
yeah, they are.
Like they're more intelligent than us, I believe. But man, I don't know if I could eat a dolphin.
I can't stomach something that I've petted before. Sorry. You know?
I grew up watching Flipper. I can't
Exactly. Flipper was in syndication when I was growing up. I can't do it.
Yep.
No.
So was it all seafood, or did they have any non-seafood items there?
They had fried chicken, actually.
Really?
And they had, this is what was crazy also. So, they're equivalent to, like, I guess, McDonald's in Barbados is a fast food restaurant called Chefette. Chefette.
Okay.
Which is actually owned, I believe, by Trinity. It's a Trinidadian restaurant. So Chefette is their fast food restaurant. However, Chefette is like McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and Popeyes all rolled into one.
Oh, wow.
Because they sell burgers and fries, they sell fried chicken, they sell pizzas, they sell shakes, they sell desserts, all kinds of stuff. I had the best ice cream I've ever had in my life at Chefette.
Really?
Yeah, Crazy Cat told us that we had to go there. She was like, everybody loves Chefette. The food is amazing, and the ice cream is even better than that. So I was like, I don't know. I'm from the land of Bluebell,
Right.
Talenti Gelato. You got to make me a believer. So we go to Chefette. I give them like, it may have been $2 or $3 in Barbados money. Give them that. And I asked for a vanilla cone. And so she goes to the back, she comes back, and there's a regular ice cream cone with this dark orange ice cream on top. And I was like, no, I ordered vanilla. She said, no, this is the vanilla.
Oh.
I was like, it's this color? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So everybody in my group is looking at me like, you be the first to try it. Y'all. If you've ever had homemade, like fresh churned vanilla ice cream, it was that times 100.
Wow.
It was absolutely delicious. Crazy Cat was right. The ice cream was amazing. It was really, really good.
Man, we need to go, Bob.
Yeah.
Let's
Bob,
get on it.
that.
Let's get on
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I have a whole list of places that y'all got to check out.
Nice.
So I recently got my first Instant Pot.
Ooh.
I asked you if you have one. You said no.
No, I'm still a crock pot gal.
Not on the Instapot.
Not on it
bandwagon
yet.
So I made my first meal in the slow cooker, in the Instapot this
See,
past
you're going
week.
back to crock pot too.
And it was amazing.
Really?
It was less than 5 minutes prep time. The dish I made cost less than $5 to make. It made 4 servings. And it cooked for like, I think total time, because they say it's instant, but it's really not. Like, you have to wait for the pressure to build.
Right.
It cooks, and then you have to wait for the pressure to release a lot of times. So there's a little bit of time. But it cooked for like 10 minutes. It was done in like 45 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
Yeah.
I bought 3 cookbooks to go with the Instapot. One was like just a regular Instapot cookbook. And then I bought a Mexican cooking one and then an Indian cooking one.
Ooh.
So we did an Indian dish. It's called, I'm going to butcher it, I apologize. It's called kashadi, which is lentils and rice. And then she does hers with Spanish peanuts in it as well. And it's pretty much the Indian equivalent of grilled cheese and tomato soup. Like, it's a comfort food thing.
Yeah.
They eat it a lot when they're sick. But it was delicious. And it had that. I cooked it with avocado oil and then cumin and turmeric and salt. And that was literally all that was in it. It was so easy. And it was really good. And I served it with
Sounds
naan
good.
and Greek yogurt. So, man, I'm telling everyone that they need to get out there. You need
You're
to
a
get
believer?
an Instapot. I am an Instapot believer now.
Yeah.
It was delicious. Bob approved of it.
Absolutely.
He was like, man, this was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Really?
That's how he responded to it. Well, we're out of time. Jamilla, thank you so
Aw.
much for joining us again.
Thank y'all for having me
It
again.
flew by.
Yeah.
It really did.
That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. This is Tiffiany Deku on Newstalk 96.5 KPEL, and this is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy eating, Acadiana.
Sunday nights mean the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Download the podcast every week on kpel965.com.